Welcome, ladies and gents, to Friday Night Live on Onefootball. What a beautiful logo we have behind us.
Neon. The opener was great too.
Yeah, pretty nice. I'm Max Merrill, and for the next hour, we're going to be chatting all things football this weekend with you. And joining me to do that is Nico Heimer.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, and we've got, of course, you guys joining us as well. So let us know in the live chat what you want us to chat about. Let us know your opinions. We'll definitely be in touch, and we need your help later because we've got a quiz coming up where we're going to have you guys participate as well. Let us know in the comments, of course, what you think the answer is. A couple of difficult questions ahead of us.
Mine are really hard.
Well, I mean, earlier on we did a quiz in German.
Yes.
And I think I won.
Well, yeah, it was super close though. Like we had 5 questions, and I answered like what 3 right or what, and you answered 4. Like, wouldn't necessarily say it's a win, but technically might have won that. Yeah.
Slightly, just a little bit won. But anyway, guys, of course, please stay tuned because we've got all sorts coming for you, including the quiz. But we're going to start with, for me, probably the biggest game of the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Chelsea, who are hosting Manchester City. 2 of the biggest teams in the Premier League right now, and 2 of the hot favourites for the title, excluding Manchester United. It's going to be a big one, isn't it, Nico?
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for it. It's too bad we're not going to see Kun Aguero since he had a car crash yesterday or today. Was yesterday night? Last night?
Yeah, last night. So, I mean, maybe it was 2 in the morning. I'm not sure exactly the timing, but Guardiola here, he's missing quite a lot of players. Company out, Mondi out, and Aguero now as well. And all your fantasy football teams have been quickly changed.
Ruined.
And here we can see, I mean...
That looks pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Kind of looks like Ederson after he got hit in the face.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, we should joke, it was a pretty serious crash.
It was.
Aguero wasn't actually on the wheel. Yeah, he was taking a taxi back from a concert. This is the life of a modern football player. He was just, in Amsterdam for a night, just to see
Nobody really knows. What did he do there? Like
he was watching a Colombian singer perform there. Yeah,
wait, so he's Argentinian though, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. He must be a fan. Anyway, he took a taxi, so it wasn't him driving. You can't really blame him. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong.
No, absolutely not. But it's a pity not to see him. But on the other hand, like Sterling started scoring this season, so might be not too bad. But that's like you're just sitting in a cab and like not expecting anything bad, and then the driver crashes. Like that's.
Let us know in the live chat, guys, what you think is going to be the result. If this Aguero injury is going to be the thing that sort of separates the 2 teams.
Like Shaya already says, he was in great form. Too bad he wasn't a crash. So.
Yeah. And hey, welcome back, Lakshya. I remember you a few weeks ago. We were having the Champions League live, and thanks for coming back again. Joshua wants to talk about Manchester City's chances of winning. I mean, even with Aguero out, they've still got a really good team.
Oh,
and there was a player that you mentioned to me earlier, a midfielder, a Belgian midfielder.
Oh, yeah.
Who you think is going to maybe be the difference.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kevin De Bruyne. I've watched him play in the Bundesliga several seasons for Wolfsburg, for Bremen, and he's just that kind of guy that can make a difference. Even in a bad team, you could just give the ball to him and hope, and he'll definitely do something good. I really like De Bruyne. I actually think he's still underrated. In my opinion, he's one of the top let's say 10 players in the world at the moment.
Wow,
I really, really like him. And he just said during this week that he enjoys being at Manchester City. He's not considering a transfer. He wants to stay. He wants to extend his contract. That's something you don't get too often in modern football, right? So that's a cool thing, and I can't wait to see De Bruyne play.
Well, Kareem reckons that City will win. For me, I think it's going to be a very tight game, and City are just missing a few key players. I mean, Mendy, who's been excellent, and who's, by the way, on Twitter, he's really funny. He's
a really great guy. From what I've seen, he's just super cool.
He posted earlier today that he was going to surgery, and the nurse who was wheeling him into surgery looks a bit like Jesse Rodriguez, and he was going, "Oh, Rodriguez is doing my surgery." Really cool guy.
How long is he out?
I'm not sure, but he's going to have surgery, so you'd reckon for a few weeks at least. Kompany again out, which is a big problem for the defence. I think that's going to be a tricky one. We'll probably see Stones and Otamendi play there. And then Fabian Delph has been playing at left back, guys. So let us know what your prediction is for the game. On the other hand,
do you feel like Otamendi is a world-class defender? Like, is he like in the top 10 centre backs in the world?
No, not for me. I mean, I think he's good.
He is good.
He's not the slowest. He's also not the tallest, though, which in the Premier League can be quite of a disadvantage, although there have been exceptions like Ricardo Carvalho at Chelsea when Jose Mourinho was in charge. But I've got to say, he's not a world beater for me, and that's maybe more the weakness. Here we have Messi and Ronaldo kissing, and that happens when you subscribe to Onefootball. Magic happens.
But it happens like in real life. They kiss each other whenever somebody subscribes.
Please do subscribe. We're going to try and have much more Friday Night Lives for you coming in the coming weeks. There is, here's a question, actually. You are a keen Bundesliga fan, of course. You will have seen Andreas Christensen at Gladbach.
Oh, yeah.
And Bala wants to know, can he cope with the speed of Manchester City's front three?
Honestly, he's a great player. He's still pretty young. He's like, 21, 22 at the moment. He'll need, especially as a centre back, you need more time to develop, right? It just takes you longer to become a world-class player. And I'm not going to lie, quickness isn't necessarily his biggest strength. So I don't really feel like he could deal with the guys.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they'll just run over him or anything, but he's just not the quickest.
Well, he's got a couple of quick people coming at him. Leroy Sané, of course. Kevin De Bruyne is reasonably pacey. Bernardo Silva, David Silva. These are all mentioned by Kareem, who obviously thinks that City have a couple of threats. And Gabriel Jesus. Yeah.
He's super
amazing player.
Yeah.
Amazing player. And considering how young he is, I read a stat recently. This is probably different now, but back then it was something like, since he came to England, he had 20 shots on goal and 10 goals. Which is pretty damn good. Ruthless, yeah.
No, say what you was going to say. It's pretty fucking good. Let's be honest.
But let's talk about Chelsea then. I mean, for me, their Champions League result against Atletico, first of all, was an amazing result, and you could see Diego Costa just crying in the box, thinking, "What have I done?" A real unit. And I mean, look at them here. Great players there involved, and Conte's made them a real unit. He's got a very clear system. The three at the back, the two wing backs, usually Moses and Alonso. It's going to take something to take them down. And City have a very good attack, but so do Chelsea. I mean, Hazard playing very well in the last game. And lots and lots of good players, lots of strength there. Not so much depth, although I think Morata has been an excellent performer and an excellent buy.
I'm not going to lie. He performed way better than I thought he would in the Premier League. I didn't expect that. He's a good player, no question. He's a great player, but before he did played his first match, I felt like he wouldn't necessarily fit with Chelsea. I didn't feel like he would be. I actually thought that they were making a mistake by letting Diego Costa go and getting him in. But he he's up to 6 goals already or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, he's been excellent, and I mean, he was linked with Manchester United, and Lukaku was linked with Chelsea, and then they sort of had this weird swap around where it went the other way around. But for me, Morata, he's been very intelligent. He makes a lot of really good runs, and to be fair, he scored goals at Juventus. He scored goals at Real Madrid. At both clubs, he wasn't the number 9, the first name on the team sheet. At Chelsea, it looks like he will be, and he's repaid his manager's faith, Conte's faith. He's done exceptionally well, and his goals against Stoke actually were very intelligent goals. Both times really tricky goals. Not, maybe not the most pretty goals in the world, but the runs he makes and the channels he finds and the pace that he has and the finishing as well. Very, very good.
I'll tell you what, like if you want to know how good he is, just rewatch his goal against Bayern for Juventus in the Champions League. Bayern Munich, he basically ran for, I don't know, like 60 meters, and on his way to the goal, he ran over like Boateng, no chance. He looked like a schoolboy trying to defend him. Mats Hummels, I don't know who else was on the pitch, but they looked foolish next to him. Like he's a really good player.
Well, we'll talk about Bayern in just a moment because they, of course, sacked their coach, Carlo Ancelotti. But first, let's just get a prediction out of you. Sean says 2-1 to City. Asif says 1-1 Chelsea. Farhan is saying it's going to be 0-0 like Chelsea against Arsenal. I think there might be a few goals in this one.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe, on current form, I just think Chelsea might edge it 2-1.
Actually, that was my prediction too.
Yeah.
Like, now that you said, I got to change it up, and I'll go with... Man, it was exactly what I was going to say. So let's say I'll just turn it around then. 2-1 Manchester City.
2-1 Manchester City. I think it's going to be a close match. I don't think we're going to see a 3-0 or anything like that, but it's a great, great game. So do check it out. Of course, you can follow it in the app on Onefootball. You can get all your notifications. If you can't watch it for some reason, or you just want to get your Onefootball notifications, of course, everybody wants to get the Onefootball notifications. So if you haven't already got the app, download it and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest footballing content. You can do that. Let me get it right.
Right there.
Doing. Yeah. Jinx is saying 3-2 Chelsea. Arsalan is saying 1-0 Chelsea. Let's talk then about a team that's not doing too well, which is here in Germany where we're sat right now. Bayern Munich, who have sacked Carlo Ancelotti.
And it's so weird to say they're not doing well. Like they're third in the Bundesliga, which for them is obviously a worst case scenario, but we're still pretty early in the season. And yeah, they just lost to PSG in the Champions League in what was a horrible game for them.
Yeah.
And that's enough for Bayern Munich to sack their coach. That's like, but it wasn't only like that they didn't play well, but apparently the players had issues with the coach. And Uli Hoeneß, like the legendary Bayern chairman, he said that Ancelotti has there are at least 5 players that had major problems with him.
Yeah, 5 players who
let's try to guess
who they are. You guys in the comments, let us know who you think was disgruntled under Ancelotti and whether you think it was the right call. Was it too soon? Was it maybe even too late? Maybe they should have kept him for longer.
We know for a fact it's Kingsley Coman.
Kingsley Coman, yeah. I mean, he didn't get a lot of playing time under Ancelotti, so maybe that's just his gripe there straight away.
It was weird though, because after Ribéry in the first Champions League game, he got subbed, and then he threw his jersey on the bench and had a proper freak out. And after that, he didn't play anymore, and Coman played. But still, Ancelotti managed to piss off Coman too. I don't really know what he did there, but he did a proper job in pissing people off.
Yeah, it's a strange one for me. I mean, you think maybe senior figure. I mean, Thomas Müller couldn't have been very happy not playing a lot. There were rumours that or at least there was an offer from Liverpool in the summer.
100 million euros.
Yeah. And he did. And you were telling me earlier he didn't even want to consider it.
Yeah, that's the thing. After Bayern, actually, they said, well, if Müller wants to leave, they were basically like, yeah, that's all right. We take that money. So if he wants to join you guys, go ahead, negotiate a contract. But they asked Müller, and he was like, yeah, no, I'm not joining Liverpool.
Well, we could talk about Liverpool a little later because we're going to discuss.
We got to do the
candidates, and maybe Liverpool's coach will be there. I mean, you look at players like Lewandowski, who was annoyed. We now have the new coach at the moment. It's Willy Sagnol, who is a relatively inexperienced coach. He's very experienced in terms of Bayern, the club.
Absolutely.
He played there for many years. He recently joined as an assistant, and now he's taken the reins over. And someone else could be replacing him soon, namely Thomas Tuchel, perhaps.
For example, yes. There are a few candidates. Let's start with the whole Ancelotti thing, though. Before we talk about the candidates, because there are obviously a few good candidates, I'd love to talk about whether it was too soon or too late to sack Ancelotti. And I'd say, if you followed Bayern through last season, it was very clear, it was obvious that there were issues in the locker room. The players didn't like the coach, they didn't perform that good. It was still enough for Bundesliga, which sounds horrible for the Bundesliga, but it was just enough for Bayern to dominate the league. But I really feel like they should have got rid of him earlier.
Yeah.
To say it that hard. Maybe in the summer would have been the right way to go, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one for me because Ancelotti is such a good coach. I mean, he did it at Real Madrid. He did it. Well, let's start at the beginning. He did it at AC Milan. He did it at Real Madrid. He did it at PSG. And you would have thought Bayern would have been a doddle for him. Would have been pretty easy. He was brought in really for his Champions League expertise.
Yeah.
Losing to PSG for me isn't a reason to sack a coach, but I think there was more behind it, and that's why I agree with you. It's strange that they didn't address those things earlier, because last season we could already see it wasn't great under him.
And what they lost was the dominance. Watching Bayern in the Bundesliga the season before last season, every single game just looked like they were playing like a third division team or something like that. They were just so much better. And then last year it started like you could see like they're getting closer there, but not because other teams got better because they improved or something, but Bayern just got worse. Let's be honest here. And this season was another step. And I think they had to do something. They had to stop this trend. And yeah, getting like sacking Ancelotti was, in my opinion, the right move, even though it was too late.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of people here agreeing with you, Jinx, saying it was too late. The chemistry wasn't there, and I think that is actually a key. I mean, it's a little bit of a simple answer, but maybe that's just the way it was, Well, and Garvit agreeing with him. We've got a couple of people watching in India who
shout out to India.
Friday Night Live on Saturday morning, which maybe we should
switch it
Friday
up.
night / Saturday morning live. Not as catchy though, I think. But yeah, it's a strange one for me, the way that Bayern have handled this, and they've given themselves a deadline, haven't they?
Yes, so today they did a press conference. I watched it. It was half an hour, and they basically said nothing, absolutely nothing.
Love those press conferences.
No, like I was watching it, was like after like 10 minutes, I was like, why am I watching this? And after like 10 minutes, why am I still watching this? So in the end, what they said was 2 weeks until we'll find a new manager. Until that, Willy Sagnol will take over, and then we'll find somebody new. So it's kind of weird to say something like that if you don't have a candidate already, right? Because otherwise you don't want to put yourself under the pressure.
Yeah.
So they probably have somebody like in their minds already, and then that like narrows it down to like let's say 3 candidates, maybe 4.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Laksha saying, by the way, that Bayern haven't been performing like that since the friendlies this season, so maybe they could have gotten a replacement in the summer. Be that as may, they're now in this mess. They have sort of given themselves a 2-week time frame to find a replacement. So we know that Willy Sagnol isn't really meant to be a proper solution, not even to the end of the season, but basically just a stopgap while they can sort of source their next manager. But let's see who is available, because I mean the first one that comes to mind is the previous Dortmund coach, Thomas Tuchel. Here we see him.
Absolutely. We know that Karl-Heinz Rummenigge absolutely likes him. He said he's a great football expert. He knows the game like very few people do. He's a very tactical coach. He's not too much into man management and like the chemistry in the team, which kind of sounds like the wrong candidate for the moment. But in the end, he's a brilliant coach, just as this young man, Julian Nagelsmann, who's the youngest Bundesliga coach in history. He's 29 now. He's currently coaching Hoffenheim though, so he has a job. But 2 weeks prior, he gave an interview where he basically said that his absolute dream would be to coach Bayern, and it would make him very happy to be the manager of Bayern.
Oh, I hate hearing things like that.
That's so weird. You would use like that's something you just don't do. You don't say something like that while you're coaching a different team, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, Alphabet Duck, by the way, saying he thinks it's quite harsh to sack a manager just because 5 players out of possibly 23 don't like you, but sometimes it doesn't become
if it's important players, and let's be honest, in the end, it's a team sport, and it all comes down to the chemistry in the locker room. And if that is not right, like, what you got to do? You can't just sit there and hope that it gets better during the season that just gets longer and longer and longer and more intense, and just see it going south. So I'm a friend of reacting early if you see you can't fix it.
Well, the excellently named JJ Splat is
Nice.
a Bayern fan, and he totally agrees with the sacking of Ancelotti. On the other hand, Tarun, he's saying he's a Bayern fan and he doesn't really know what's going on with the team. All he wants is the team to get better. So let us know in the comments in the live chat, guys, who can make your team get better. I mean, the big three candidates are Thomas Tuchel, Julian Nagelsmann, and Jurgen Klopp as well. Now,
Jurgen Klopp.
only one of them is available. Let's talk about him first, Thomas Tuchel.
Okay.
Like you say, Rummenigge likes him. He's a good coach. Would he fit to Bayern though?
I'm not gonna lie. I think if they'd hire him, it would get worse within weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was, just by the numbers, he's the most successful Dortmund coach ever. He had like the most points per game. And he managed to win the cup last league, which is always a great success for Borussia Dortmund. But they still sacked him because he didn't treat the players right. What he didn't do was treating like Dortmund legends, like Nuri Sahin, played in the first team for Dortmund since he was 16 years old. Yes, I know he was at Real Madrid, he was at Liverpool, he still returned though. Marcel Schmelzer, all this like really long and like brilliant Dortmund players, and he basically, they weren't even in the squad, right? In the cup final, for example. And that is exactly the same problem we have at Bayern at the moment. He didn't treat Ribéry, Robben, Müller, whoever it was, right? So maybe bringing in that guy who has the same, has done exactly that in a different team 3 months ago wouldn't be the best idea.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very fiery character. He does like to, let's not beat around the bush, piss people off.
Absolutely loves it.
Sohail here coming left field with another candidate. He thinks Luis Enrique could be in the frame. He's available.
He is.
He likes to do a lot of running in Ironman competitions, but he's available.
Did he coach somebody else before Barcelona?
Roma, I think.
Was it a Roma, but not that long, right?
Yeah, wasn't very successful there.
So it's not that he's a proven coach, is it? I mean, okay, Barcelona's great, but coaching Barcelona, if you're from Barcelona, if you played for Barcelona, if you know the system, if you know what's happening, it's not that hard. I hate that I say it, but I don't think it's that hard. I mean, it's hard.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, there's certain clubs where you just need to sort of keep everything. If you've got a player like Messi, Neymar, Suarez, like he did at the time, you just sort of got to steady the ship and keep everything okay.
Exactly. As long as you don't screw up, you're gonna be in a good situation. Yeah. So there's another candidate we haven't talked about yet. I know we're gonna talk about Klopp and everything, but let's talk Mehmet Scholl for a second, because I've been following Bayern for I don't know, nearly 20 years now, and if there's something you can say about FC Bayern München, is that they love to bring their old players back. And one of the candidates is Mehmet Scholl. He used to coach Bayern's second team, pretty successful. He's very, very good with the young players. And I know that Uli Hoeneß really likes him. And I don't think he gets enough, not enough people mention him if they talk about potential Bayern managers, because I think he has a shot.
Yeah,
if he wants to do it.
I mean, he's not, like you say, he's not a very experienced coach, but he does fit into that mantra which a club like Barcelona has been doing for a very long time, which is taking lots of former players and putting them in a managerial position, like Pep Guardiola, like Villanova, who's sadly no longer with us, and like their current coach Valverde, who also played for them, albeit not very much, but players who understand the ethos of the club, understand how things work, which is maybe something that you could say Ancelotti didn't quite understand.
I think that was one of the major issues.
And I mean, a German language would help. Ancelotti's German was never very good.
No.
I mean, I think Mehmet Scholl would be a gamble because he's not coached at that level. But would the players respect him? I'd say probably yes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. He actually played with, for example, Ribéry. They played together. Actually, Ribéry's first ever game for FC Bayern was Mehmet Scholl's official last game, even though he was in the squad for half a year after that, just in practice, because they needed a few more men, right? But they actually subbed in Ribéry for Scholl, and he gave him his jersey. He took over number 7. He knows the team. He has always been around the Siebener Straße, where FC Bayern is seated. So I don't know. I think it would be good. By the way, Alphabet Duck. tries to sell Arsene Wenger to Bayern.
Ooh,
He's probably Arsenal fan now.
Probably not.
Keep him.
Yeah, the Arsenal fans probably want him.
Just
but,
give it for another 20 years. Just give it a try, okay?
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is with Mehmet Scholl, what would also be interesting is that they could try it out for a season, or the rest of the season, and then get the candidate that we all know that they really want.
Absolutely.
Julian Nagelsmann. Let's talk about him for a second. I mean, for people who don't watch the Bundesliga a lot, Julian Nagelsmann, he's been in charge of Hoffenheim for a number of years now. He's only, I think, 29 or 30.
29. Youngest Bundesliga coach ever.
A fantastic coach. Managed to beat Bayern, actually, 4-0. I believe. No. 3-0. 2-0?
He
No,
actually
2-0, sorry.
I think he won 2 or 3 games against Bayern, and he's the only active manager in the Bundesliga to win more games against Bayern than he lost.
Yeah, I mean, I really rate him, and it broke my heart hearing the other day that he's building a house in Munich, that he is originally from that area, so that it's not just because he thinks he's going to get the job, but he's a fantastic coach. And right now, he's got a contract at Hoffenheim till 2021. So
exactly.
It would be very difficult to prize him away in the season. Although Bayern, if any club can do it, then Bayern can.
If they want a Bundesliga coach, they're gonna get him.
Yeah. So do you think he could be the answer? Maybe Mehmet Scholl would be given the reins now, and then if it doesn't quite work out, they'll come in for him hard in the summer.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think give Mehmet Scholl, give him a chance. I mean, like, it's now or never, right? You're not gonna sign him next summer and say, like, you're not gonna give Sanyol half a season, doesn't work out, and then you say, let's bring Mehmet Scholl, the next of our own guys. No, try it now. If it doesn't work, bring in Nagelsmann or Klopp or Tuchel, or not Tuchel, but Klopp or Nagelsmann.
Well, Cad here's suggesting Mourinho has about 2 years before getting bored and making enemies. As a Manchester United fan, I'm quite happy with Mourinho staying. Some people saying Louis van Gaal.
Oh no, yeah.
Now that would be an interesting one. I mean, he's kind of burned some bridges there when he left. It wasn't a happy end.
No, I think Van Gaal, the time's over. Like, he's not going to coach a top team again.
Yeah, no, I mean he's retired effectively. I think he was in the stadium though the other day.
Was he?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I saw him at the PSG game, but he probably was just watching it. Yeah, I think they will go with a German coach, probably. The experiment of having glamorous, high-profile coaches, and that's where we come to our last option, really, Jurgen Klopp, who at the moment at Liverpool, and I don't know what Liverpool fans think about this. Let us know, Liverpool fans. Are you ready to see the back of Klopp? Is Klopp not doing as well as you want him to? If this is the thing, right? Jurgen Klopp hasn't been doing great. He hasn't been doing terribly, although I know that you think he hasn't been doing great. But it can change in a heartbeat, especially now that Carlo Ancelotti is on the open market. So if Liverpool wanted to axe their manager, they now have a viable option to replace him. So what do you think about Klopp, how he's doing at Liverpool, and whether he'd be a fit for Bayern?
I really like Liverpool. It has to be my favorite team in the Premier League if I had to choose. And I don't think he's doing a good job. I actually think that this transfer window was a really poor job by Liverpool. I like it. I like the Salah transfer. Good. Like, that was good work, but you got to bring in defenders, and they didn't do that. And now they're paying the price for it. Like, in my opinion, it was. We all knew they're not going to be a top team with the players they have at the moment. Not with that defense. You can't play. Who are they playing? Matip and Lovren as centre backs. I've seen Matip play in the Bundesliga, and he was barely like a good defender in the Bundesliga, and now you want him to what? Be the boss of the defense in Liverpool? Yeah, that won't work for me, and that doesn't work for me. And I really think that Liverpool is not much better than they were before Klopp.
Yeah. All right. Well, and could he do well at Bayern, do you think?
So the thing is, everybody knows that they both like each other. Bayern likes Klopp. Klopp likes Bayern. He always had trouble saying it because he was Dortmund coach, and obviously Dortmund hates Bayern, right? But it was never a secret that they had like sympathy for each other.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So maybe not right now, maybe at the end of the season too. But if you'd ask me if I would have to make a bet, I'd say Klopp is going to coach Bayern in the next 5 years, 100%.
Okay, well, it could be sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
If Liverpool don't do too well. Little quick update for you from the Bundesliga, by the way, because Schalke have scored a goal in the 34th minute. Leon Goretzka from a free kick.
Oh, Goretzka's a beast.
Yeah, Goretzka. He could be going to Bayern at some point in the near future. I think it's pretty certain that he will eventually go to Bayern. but they're 1-0 up. It's almost half-time in Gelsenkirchen. So just a little update for you from the Bundesliga there. Of course, you can follow all this in the OneFootball app. Live text, all the stats, all the goals, whatever you need. Now, let's have a look at a little rumour update for Carlo Ancelotti, because of course he's leaving. We've spotted him in London. Look here, this not a little bit disappointing ground from Crystal Palace, although look at that. Beautiful men there, shirtless, showing their pride. Roy Hodgson.
Talking about beautiful man.
I mean, he just inspires confidence. A little bit like Paris, actually, there with the 2 Eiffel Towers. Maybe Carlo Ancelotti could fit right in. Oh, there he is. You see, he's loving it in, near Palace Ground. He was spotted today. Lovely little real estate and a nice
tram. Beautiful tram. I like the colours.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk seriously about where he could go. Crystal Palace, probably not. With a couple of fans there showing their sense of fashion. Probably not going to be his destination, if we're honest. Whitgift Central, where you can do your shopping there.
There are a few destinations that are likely, though, right?
I mean, I don't think this will happen. Although Carlo would probably love to be in Croydon, finding out that the chicken thief had been caged.
Oh, he's been caged. That's great.
Yes.
I was waiting for that news.
Yeah. This is Carlo as a young... No, it's not. And of course, Newcastle, another club that's not doing too well, with a very high-profile Spanish manager, Rafa Benitez. A great stadium, of course, St. James Park. Newcastle fans, let us know if you want to see him there, or if you just want to kick back with some brown ale and enjoy the season under Rafa. What a fan there. But let's talk seriously about Carlo Ancelotti, because he's one of the great coaches
all time.
Yeah, and great coaches. Of the coaches available right now, I mean, you couldn't really ask for much more.
No, absolutely not.
Coaches who aren't under contract, where do you think he'll go?
So I heard rumors that he has a huge offer from China. But like these days in modern football, you hear that about everybody, right? Yes. Everybody has offers from China. So what I heard is he has an offer that would bring him like 12 or 13 million euros netto per year. Did they say it right? So after taxes, which
that's
like
not too bad. Maybe Carlo fancies a little change.
So that would be how old is he now? He's over 70?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think Carlo has looked older than he is.
Yeah,
I'll check for you.
I don't really know. Check that. So that would be the option if he'd say, like, I'm done with competitive football for the moment. Like, I don't really want to have any pressure. I'm just going to go where the money is. That would be, then China would be the easy way out for him.
Carlo's not going to take too kindly to your estimate. He's 58. He's 58, the poor guy. The poor guy. I think it's the hair.
No.
It's probably the grey hair. He got grey hair very early on.
Yeah.
I think he's still got it in him. I mean, you look at England right now, in the top 4 teams, there's no vacancy really. But the 2 Liverpool clubs, Klopp, doing okay. Not great.
Are you trying to suggest an exchange of
coaches? They could just have Klopp
swap.
go to Bayern and have. This is the thing, it's very odd for Bayern to cut ties with their manager without sort of any kind of replacement there. So maybe they've had a little word with FSG, the owners of Liverpool, and said, "Hey, Klopp, you want to? We'll sack Ancelotti, and then you'll sack Klopp, and then and nobody has to pay any sort of fees." Because if they try and get someone like Nagelsmann, they'll probably have to pay because he's under contract till 2021. But a likely destination for me could also be Everton, but realistically, I'd say Milan. AC Milan, where he had a beautiful career.
Would be a great story, the comeback of Carlo.
Yeah, and he loves it there. He loved it there.
Oh, everybody loves Milan. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, they had a big investment over the summer. Loads of players coming in, and considering how much they spent, they're maybe not doing as well as they thought they would be. They're 6th currently in the Serie A under Vincenzo Montella, who had a decent run at Fiorentina, but he's not done all too well. Maybe the owners are a bit trigger happy, and they will want to get Carlo, a familiar face. I mean, he'd be welcomed there, wouldn't he?
Oh, absolutely. But on the other hand, I read an article earlier today that where the Milan bosses basically said, no, we're not planning to bring him back. We know we got to change stuff, but it's not the coach at the moment. Well, we all know that this isn't worth anything. we heard that a thousand times, and the next day the coach gets sacked. But yeah, I don't know. It would be just a beautiful story.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna have a look now at a little bit of a different topic.
Oh yeah.
Because many people will disagree who's the best, Ronaldo, Messi. I've heard a lot of people earlier in the chat talking about Neymar and his conflicts with Cavani. Well, you could go on a little break because I'm going to get in Matt, our resident Tottenham fan, and he's got a UEFA Coaching B license, so he's got a little bit of an idea about football. And we're going to have a little discussion about whether Neymar is at third in the line and throne, third best player in the world, or is it someone else? Maybe a Belgian player from Chelsea. Have a look. While Nico's gone for a slash, I've got Matt here, who has just revealed to me that he holds his UEFA Coaching B license.
Yeah,
is that right?
Indeed.
Much more qualified than me, and he's got the upper hand because we're going to be discussing who's the world's best player behind the obvious choices of Ronaldo and Messi. Now, Matt, why don't you reveal who you're backing in this race?
I'm going to go for Neymar, and I don't even think it will be a big surprise to anyone really as the third best player in the world. But I just think he stands out above the rest, but below the other two.
And what kind of qualities has he got that would see him maybe one day overtake the sort of Messi, Ronaldo mantle?
Well, I guess that's got to be his task really to overtake them, and I think he's gone about the challenge in the right way by moving to PSG. His skills are evident. You can see that regardless of who he plays against, when he plays, you can see everything that he's about. But I don't know, there's just something really sort of consistent about his games as well, and about his goals and the way he plays, and I think he's brilliant. He'll definitely take over the mantle one day. He's a certified Ballon d'Or winner in my case.
Well, let me put in a slightly left field choice. A player who kind of a few seasons ago everyone thought would be, in and amongst that kind of those kind of players. Now he's kind of tailed back a bit, but it's Eden Hazard, who has played under lots of different managers at Chelsea. Yeah. Which kind of, I see what you mean with Neymar moving away. Hazard has played under quite a few different managers now, quite a few systems, and he's always sort of found his way. He's had a bit of a bad season under Mourinho, the second season, I believe. No, the third one. Yeah, it was of his second tenure there. But I think either at Chelsea, where he recently was played in a central role for the first time under Conte, which looked really good against Atletico Madrid. Even though he didn't score, he was, for me, the best player there. So the fact that he's played under so many coaches and played in different positions puts him in the frame at the very least for me. Yeah, no, I think it would put him in the frame, but you're looking at people who kind of step above and beyond. And I know the money is absolutely ludicrous. It's just stupid, 222 million for a player. But I think it says something. When you go to Barcelona, you don't necessarily outshine Messi, but you still perform to the level which has seen you then go on to break a transfer record. Because if you look at Bale at Real Madrid, he's gone there, clearly hasn't pushed Ronaldo off the mantle, and he's come back down again. Yeah. Whereas Neymar's gone, he hasn't pushed Messi off the mantle, but he's rivaled him and thought, you know what, I clearly can't take the step further here, so I'm going to go and do it at Paris. I think with Hazard, he wouldn't. He was touted as a replacement for Neymar, apparently handed a transfer request. I don't know in the summer for Real Madrid, would he go and push one of those guys off their perch like Neymar would? Yeah. Real Madrid or Barca? Yeah, this is the thing. Does he stay at Chelsea and sort of become the main man there now that we've got Diego Costa out of the frame? Fabregas, who for a few seasons was quite instrumental to Chelsea's play, not really the last two, but it kind of depends to me where he plays under Conte, because if he does play centrally, then him and Morata together could build something really good. The thing what I really like about Hazard, which kind of trying to put a chink into your arm, Neymar is a pretty good shout for the third best player, but the one thing that we've been seeing recently is his sort of squabbling on the pitch with Cavani. He's not really a team player, and that's why Hazard, under Mourinho especially, Mourinho kind of made him, from this sort of selfish winger who thought the world was at his feet, into someone who was kind of a team player, does do his defensive work at times, although he doesn't really have to do it under Conte's system because he's got a wing back behind him to do it. But I think that does speak for him, that he is a team player, that maybe if he does get a big move to Real, they'll like him a bit more. And like you say, Bale, he just sort of sink or swim, and he He didn't. Well, he did.
He didn't sing, but pushing Ronaldo off the perch is difficult.
Yeah.
But I think in your point is excellent there in Hazard. However, I mean, as you'll see with players throughout history, that is the downfall. The team players don't win that kind of stuff. There's a reason why Messi has a say in every single transfer and has a say over the dressing room and the squad and the manager at Barcelona. There's a reason why Ronaldo is unbelievably selfish and arrogant but wins the best player of the world. Right? And Neymar's doing the same at PSG. These are the guys who aren't necessarily team players, but that's the reason why they win these things. And I just think when it comes to, there's a lot of players who sacrifice is the wrong word because they're still professionals, but who say, oh, I'll play here for the team, or I'll play in this position and do whatever. When you sacrifice yourself and the way you want to do it, yes, you become more of a team player, but you take yourself out of the frame of being, at the very top. Victor Moses is a great example. I'll play at right wing back as long as I get in the team. Fair play to him. Ronaldo doesn't say, I'll play wherever just as long as I play.
That's very true. Well, talking of Ronaldo, he's kind of moved into a striker position. Is that somewhere you could see Neymar play, or will he stick out in the wing?
And this is the one praise I have for Ronaldo. I mean, the Ronaldo-Messi debate is a completely different topic. We could be here for hours. I just think it shows great intelligence from Ronaldo to say, you know what, I'm not the dribbling, freestyling kind of 23-year-old I was when I first moved to Real at the end of the United career. I'm a finisher now. So he's adjusted his game. Might not have the legs at the age of 33 coming up to February. So he's been really intelligent. Whereas I feel as Neymar, if you look throughout his career, I mean, Santos at 17, when he was burst into the first team, he plays the same, much the same with Messi. Plays the same, and to really control that or contain that, I can't see it happening. I think Neymar will be, it's difficult because there's a lot of options PSG, but I think he'll be that free role that he's used to. Yeah, I can't see them trying to say, do this, that. Giving him too many instructions may hamper his talent.
Yeah. Well, two excellent players. I think Neymar at the moment just edges it, but one player that I'd like to talk to as a United fan, I'm a bit biased, and you as a Spurs fan can put someone forward who I'm pretty sure I could guess who you would put forward there. There's two players at Spurs I think could get to that level, Harry Kane and Dele Alli.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dele Alli's just a dream of a player. I mean, I wish United had him, but Anthony Martial, who is at the moment very inconsistent, but he's got these flashes of doing things that players like Neymar, like Messi do, which is just beat 5 players, wriggle their way through the box. When you think, how are you beating this player on that side when the other side is much further open? He doesn't do it consistently for me. But what about your Spurs boys? Dele Alli, Harry Kane also doesn't maybe get all the plaudits he could get, but Dele Alli's a world beater.
No, I'd agree with Dele. And again, Dele Alli it's a slightly difficult one because it's very easy to look at stats when you're looking at this kind of stuff. And you look at the played and you look at the goals column and you pick up your Ronaldo's, your Messi's, your Suarez, your Neymar, and it's very easy to say, look how well they've done. With the attacking midfielder, yes, Ali's done exceptionally well. I think it was 28 goals in his first 2 seasons, Premier League goals, which is brilliant for a midfielder. But he's more than that, and his contribution to the team can sometimes go slightly unnoticed. I think because it's not always in the stats for the team. Whereas you look at Harry Kane, unbelievable. I think it was 7 hat-tricks this calendar year for club and country. I think he's 11 in his last 10. And he's just on fire. For me, he deserves to be up there with the best, for sure. But very quickly, go back to your Martial point. Where's his position then? If you say he beats people out wide, but I think he's a centre forward.
I really like him out wide because, I mean, realistically speaking, Lukaku's going to be the central striker. Rashford is sort of second in line to the throne there. Martial, to me, having seen him up close, and I know this is a sort of cheap argument, but that's when I really realised how fast he is. And players were asked about his pace. I think it was Rashford and Lingard who were in an interview asked, who's the fastest player in training, and they said Valencia without the ball, but with the ball it's Martial. And he is just one of those players who runs with the ball as fast as he does without the ball. That's why for me in a 4-3-3 system he'd be my wide left to cut in on his right foot. And occasionally deliver the cross. He's reasonably two-footed, not as much as maybe someone like Ousmane Dembele, but he's reasonably two-footed. He can cross the ball with his left. Not a great crosser, but he can improve on that, and he can cut in on his right. And I just think realistically, in the France team as well as the United
Yeah.
team, he's not going to be able to make that number 9 role his own.
Yeah, again, that links around to what I was saying before. I think that sometimes he's almost sacrificing himself. And the same with Rashford. I'd love to see Martial and Rashford up front. But with Lukaku there, they're going to be out on the left. So do they stay at United and settle for a place on the left wing? Or do they say, you know what, even if I've got to take a step down, I want to show the world my position. I don't want to be second fiddle to Lukaku and pushed out wide. You know, and it happens so much. So many players are like that. And the selfish, greedy ones, as much as I don't want to advocate being selfish, you know, it's a team game, are the ones who go on to be the Ronaldos and Messis and probably Neymars of this world.
Well, and that's exactly what Neymar did. He said, look, as much as I love playing alongside Messi in this team, you know, I'm not getting the plaudits that I deserve. And he had a point, because there were so many games where he did really well, where, you know, Neymar would probably deserve to be man of the match, but it was still just Messi who grabbed the headline. So
there was, I think it was last year, the 6-1 against it was PSG.
Yeah, exactly that game. Yeah,
Neymar scored that hat trick, and I remember, I think it was Marca, the paper the next day, or one of the Barca papers, who had a picture of all the team lifting up Messi, and that was the headline photo the next day: 6-1 and a picture of Messi.
Yeah.
Regardless that Neymar scored the hat trick.
No, I know exactly the cover that you mean, and it's rumoured that was what sort of put
triggered it.
Neymar over the line. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Matt, with your expertise, and probably say Neymar is third in line to the throne there for Ballon d'Or glory at least. Stay with us, guys, though, because up next we've got a FIFA-themed quiz, which Nico will do horribly in, because I will be asking the questions and he will not know any of the answers. But you guys can answer in the live chat as well. Stay with us. We're back with Friday Night Live, and Nico has rejoined me after that discussion. And you quite fancy Paulo Dybala and Lukaku, don't you?
Yeah. No, like, you know, okay, we're talking about the third best player in the world at the moment. If that's the case, then I'm going with Neymar any day, always. Like, I like Hazard, he's great. He's only 25, he's just entering his prime, he's a good player. I'd go with Neymar, though. But if I'd had to choose a player to build a team around that I want to compete for the next 10 years, I'd go with Dybala or Lukaku.
Okay.
I really enjoy watching Lukaku. He's such a brutal force.
Yeah, music to my ears as a Manchester United fan. And he has been doing exceptionally well. Paulo Dybala, also a player who, I mean, the biggest success for Juventus this season, I think, has been keeping
Dybala.
Keeping Dybala. You know, because Barcelona, I'm sure, had a little sniff around the time after Neymar left. But I would assume that, you know, Juventus just said absolutely no chance.
Do you think he's gonna leave them anytime soon, like in the next 2 years or something like that?
It depends how they do in the Champions League.
We might have an audio problem at the moment, but if you guys can really hear it, we're checking it. Because the chat told me, if you can't hear us, we're on it.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of great players coming through at the moment. I mean, Manchester United, I am very happy as a United fan because of people like Rashford, Martial coming through as well. Martial, who I just mentioned to Matt there. But we're going to talk about our quiz, because we're going to be looking at trying to beat each other.
Absolutely.
In this quiz.
We did it earlier.
Yeah, we've both prepared some questions, and of course, we want you guys to help to play along.
Yes.
Nico versus Max.
Great. Yeah, we prepared a few questions, and I just reread mine since I wrote them down. And I'm not gonna lie, they're super tough. There's a few hard questions. That's the first question already.
That's the first question already.
That's mine for you. What football team do the FIFA developers use to refine the game? Is it the US national team, Real Madrid, or the widely known Vancouver Whitecaps?
Wow. Well, the Vancouver Whitecaps, I think there's 3 Canadian teams in the MLS. Montreal Impact, Vancouver Whitecaps, and Toronto
Maple Leafs.
Toronto,
playing ice hockey.
They've all got weird names, the Canadians. Yeah. I don't think it's Vancouver.
You don't think it's Vancouver?
No.
So then there are 2 left.
I I mean, the US team, I mean, EA Sports is probably based in the US, so maybe. But I'm going to have to go with the obvious choice. And I mean, let us know in the comments, guys, what you think.
Guys, we gotta get your answers. So you go with Real Madrid? You think Real Madrid, the players have the time to play a bit around for the developers of FIFA?
Yeah, I'm just going to go Real Madrid. A lot of people in the comments also think.
Yeah, so does Vikas and Carson. Toronto FC is mentioned too, but that's not a possibility. We don't have it in here.
But that's the third Canadian team. Yeah, Toronto FC. I think it's Real.
Okay, you're going with Real Madrid, and the right answer is the Vancouver Whitecaps, because EA Sports is actually from Canada. I think it's based in Vancouver.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one I ruled out. Okay. Blimey.
But it was, like I said, it's a hard question.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's give you a hard question then.
Let's go.
Onwards and upwards. Here's my first question to you. According to FIFA 18, who is the fastest player at Manchester City? So who's up there with the pace? So guys, let us know if you've been playing FIFA 18. It's only been out for
a few hours.
Yeah.
You could play it, there are a few ways to play it earlier, but it's just release day is today. And write in the comments who you think is the fastest player at Manchester City. I'm not gonna lie, I know the right answer.
Oh,
I know the right answer because I've just been. That's what I did this afternoon. I've been checking for the quickest players in FIFA, and I give you the chance to write a few comments. Yeah. But the right answer out of this 3 is actually the 6th fastest player in the entire game. So, in case you guys didn't know, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is the fastest. He has a 96 pace.
Right.
Then there are 2 players with 95, and then there are like 10 players with 94. One of them is Gareth Bale, for example. And one of them also is Leroy Sané.
It's correct. Yeah, you can see there. You can see. Dear.
94 pace and 95 acceleration. This guy's a beast. You can't stop him. Get him in career mode because if you train him right, he's gonna be unstoppable in a few seasons.
He's got a weird tattoo though. I'm not too big.
No, he has the worst tattoo in football history. He has his own, like a picture of himself without a logo of his club though, because he's not planning to stay somewhere very long. And that's the next question. Which year was this front cover? It's Wayne Rooney and Jack Wilshere. Jack Wilshere was on a FIFA cover.
Oh gosh, that's hard.
Yeah. Let me hype you a little bit and say Wayne Rooney was on plenty of FIFA covers.
Yes.
Like it feels like he was on every single one. He started his first cover appearance was in 2005.
I think that's probably sort of.
When did Jack Wilshere start to?
I think that's around probably FIFA 13.
Let me tell you one thing. In 13, Messi took over the cover. So I'm just going to give you that. Lionel Messi was in the first cover. Was in the cover in 2013.
Right. Well, then it's 11 or 12.
Tommy Plays says it's FIFA 10. So does Vikash. And Carson Bartholow says it's 08.
Nah, Wilshere. I'm gonna say
it's a bit early for Wilshere, huh?
Yes. Well, it's the Aeon sponsor.
Yeah, that's right. Oh.
So wait, let me think. When did we switch to? Oh God, it could be 10 or 11 or 12.
Prabin Rai said it was the time Wenger used to win regularly, but that would be like 2004 and.
Oh God, I can't spend too much time on this. I'm gonna say 12.
So close. It's 2011, and Mesa had it right.
No, it's FIFA 12. 2011.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's the year. It's FIFA 12 though. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
So 2 questions, 1 right answer. 1 question, 1 right answer. So give it to me.
Right. You grew up in Germany.
I did.
This is about German football.
Okay.
Who said football is a game football is a game where 22 men chase a ball for 90 minutes and at the end
Germany wins.
Germany always win. Yeah.
There was an Englishman who said it, right?
It was. But who? Who was it?
Oh, come on.
So just for you guys again, let us know in the comments who you think said this. Football is a game where 22 men chase a ball for 90 minutes, and at the end, the Germans always win.
I'd go with, I don't know, like my first idea, George Best. You didn't have me with that look. Who else could have been it? That's so tough. I think it must have been in like the 90s or something, maybe earlier.
Yeah.
Because I know the saying, it's been around since I was following football. Mesa has no idea. Brabin just keeps on bashing Wenger.
Obviously not a fan of Wenger. Maybe an Arsenal fan though, weirdly enough.
Okay, guys, give me some suggestions. I really need a help here.
It's a famous player. I don't know how.
It was okay. Was it? It's Lineker, right? Gary Lineker. It's Best or Lineker. One of it has to be one of them. Wait. I'm going with George Best though.
George Best said a lot of things. Gary Lineker. George Best actually famously, what was it? He said I've spent all my money on drink and women. The rest I just squandered.
On booze, birds, and fast cars was the exact same.
Yeah, it was Gary Lineker.
No, it was Lineker.
Gary Lineker.
Carson had it right the entire time. Should have listened to him. He's a wise man. Okay.
Oh.
So next question: what year did Rooney first appear on the cover? Didn't I just answer that?
You know what? I've forgotten, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, that's important.
Right, hold on. He played at. God.
So let's. When did he first appear at Everton? 2003.
Well,
when he was 16.
I'm trying to think through England tournaments. He didn't play at the World Cup in 2002.
He broke his. Oh no, he got sent up with a red card during the European Championship against Portugal in 2004.
Yeah, that was his first big tournament for England.
Where he was trying to eat Ronaldo alive. He was he was going for him.
That was I think I cried during that match. I was very young then.
So I still can't believe it was Lineker, by the way.
His first cover though could be.
Tommy Plays saying was 09. Vika Stamda says 05.
Yeah, I think maybe FIFA 2005, which was the year 2004.
But all you need to say is which game it was, right? It was
right.
FIFA.
Yeah, and back then they were still called 2000 something, because now they're called like 10, 11, 12. Then it was back then. I think it was called 2004. It wasn't called FIFA 4. No,
it was 2000
something.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about.
And Ronaldinho was playing for Barcelona. Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, Ronaldinho was. That's a good.
That's actually, but I think he just moved after the World Cup, or even 2003, 2004. I'm gonna say.
Give me your answer. You have 5 seconds left.
2005.
There. Oh, it was the year 2005. It was FIFA 06. What was your answer now?
You said 2005.
I said 2005. So, is that right?
Yeah, I asked for the year, not the game, so it's right. So that means we're both
tied.
Both 2 out of 3.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay. Who's the highest rated playmaker on FIFA 18? As a choice, you got Marco Reus, Christian Eriksen, Marco Asensio. Now, this is a tough one, I think.
Can't be Reus. Can't be Reus.
How highly did they rate Asensio? This is the big one.
So at the moment, he has his inform card and is up to 85 or 86, as far as I know. He's a great playmaker. I'm going with Eriksen. I'm going to make it quick. Eriksen has to be the answer.
Quick and painless. The answer is Christian Eriksen. Very well done.
That's important. So
very well done. Kept close. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't even give you guys the opportunity to answer, but
yeah.
I just had a good feeling about that. So, question number 4. Whose stats are these? I'm going to give it to you. It's a 75 pace, 68 dribbling, 50 shooting, 88 defense, 72 on passing, and 84 on physical. It's Boateng, Jerome Boateng, obviously. Pepe or Laurent Koscielny?
I think Boateng probably has a little bit more pace, and I think.
But would Pepe have a 75 pace?
Nah, I don't think. No, he wouldn't. No. Which leaves Koscielny physical 84. Could be Boateng as well. Maybe they just didn't rate Boateng that highly on pace. I'd say Boateng would be getting a bit closer to 80 though. I'm gonna say.
The chat says Mesa says Boateng. Prabin says Emil Heskey. He never had a 75 pace though. No, he has 57 on an informed card.
I think Boateng will have better.
Tommy Play says it's Pepe.
84 physical is what's confusing
It's
me.
80. It's 84. Yeah, it's 80.
88 defending, 72 passing. Oh, it's between
72 passing is pretty high for a centre back though.
Yeah, it's between Boateng and Koscielny for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Koscielny.
So that means if I answer the next question right, I've won the game, right?
Well, we have two more questions. I've got two. You've got two more questions. I've got only one more, right? So if you get both wrong,
You have two more?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I started, so you should have two left.
okay.
So I gotta answer this one right.
Yeah.
Would be good.
When did FIFA introduce a so-called indoor football mode?
So
Yeah.
it wasn't in FIFA anymore in FIFA 99. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm. So you're ruling out 99?
It was my first FIFA.
Okay.
It has in Germany. It had Olaf Thon on the cover, and if you don't know who Olaf Thon is, don't Google it. It's just gonna make you guys sad. It's like, I don't know what he did on the cover. So it has to be 97 or 96. I knew for a fact you could play in 98, but that doesn't help me here. And I would have totally gone with 98 if there was the opportunity.
So when did they introduce it is the question. I can give you a hint. David Ginola was on the cover.
And it was that Olaf Thon's brother.
He was a Tottenham player. Oh, I don't know if he was a Tottenham player then. Probably. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay. FIFA started in 94. I don't think they invented a new mode in the first 2 years. So my answer is FIFA 97.
Is the correct answer.
That's great. I totally lost track of the standing.
Well, you're well ahead, I think. Let's go. We'll do the last two questions.
Oh yes, definitely. So, who is the best rated Englishman at Manchester United? And my hint for you is he's only the 13th best player on the squad.
Okay, I think I've got an idea who this is before the choices come up because today I played FIFA 18 for the first time, and guess who I played with? Manchester United.
I played you. We played each other, and you mentioned the guy's name.
Ooh. Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Okay.
So could we see do we have no, we don't even give you because it's the last question. You don't get answers.
Oh, okay. Wait, who have we got? So we've got Luke Shaw, no. Rashford, I know, is 78 or 79. I put, when I played, after I played you, I played someone else, and I took Phil Jones off because he was 79 and put Chris Smalling in, who is 81. I think Carrick is below 80. Who else is English and plays for United? I should really know this.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There are not too many Englishmen around. They have plenty of English talents at the moment. But
I think Chris Smalling was 81, and I think I'm going to go.
Isn't that a shame for Man U that the
That's
best
a big
English has an 81 rating?
Chris Smalling.
Chris Smalling is the correct answer.
Yes!
It's an 81. You were right with that. Everything you said were right. Rashford has a 79. 89 potential though.
Yeah.
Can be really good in that game.
I hope so, yeah. Because I put in Martial for Rashford.
Yeah.
Now, last question for you.
It's tied at 3-3.
Which defender owns these stats?
Yeah.
76 pace.
76 pace, 63 shooting, 71 passing, 72 dribbling, 88 defending, 83 physical. Very, very similar.
That's a
to
good
the card that
pace.
you showed me the other day, earlier on.
Yeah. Hummels has to be slower than the 76, I'd say, but So Hummels has to be slower than that and better in passing because he plays great passes. So Hummels is out. Defending 88. Sergio Ramos. I have to go with Ramos here.
What's your thinking behind that then?
I don't think that Thiago Silva has a 72 on dribbling. That is the only. That's my only. It's not Hummels. I'm sure about that. If it is Hummels, I'll be.
So your final answer is?
Sergio Ramos
Is the correct answer. Sergio Ramos. So I
4
think
out of
you've edged
5.
it there. Yeah, you've edged it there. Oh dear.
That's great.
Sergio Ramos, guys. What a quiz this was.
Oh yes.
A lot of people here saying Hummels, and a few people earlier on getting Smalling, by the way.
Yes, Molly. That is.
Who won between us in the FIFA match? Who did win?
We played a 2-on-2 and we won 3-2 in the end.
Yeah,
Liverpool versus Manchester it was, and who was it? Who scored in the end? Forgot it.
Sturridge got 2 for you guys.
Oh yeah,
Something
Sturridge. We subbed him in at half time and he scored twice.
And who scored for us? Mkhitaryan, I think.
Mkhitaryan did, and another one.
Well, guys, we weren't the only people at OneFootball offices to play FIFA against each other. FIFA 18, that is, hotly anticipated. But you can see on YouTube at another time. You can catch Nico playing
tomorrow.
Matt.
You can see that tomorrow. Exactly.
Yeah.
The great showdown between Germany and England. We played Tottenham, Bayern, and I got absolutely destroyed. I can, minor spoiler, but
a little spoiler there.
Yeah.
But you can see a lot of the new FIFA gameplay and what these two guys, Matt and Nico, thought about FIFA 18.
And very important, the reason we played is because you guys got the chance to win FIFA 18. We got a few copies here for you guys. So watch the video tomorrow, watch it carefully, and you will know what to do and how to win the game.
Definitely not. Definitely have a look. I've bought FIFA, so I had to reach into the pocket and hand some money to. Well, it's no longer Sepp Blatter, so at least. No, it's not Sepp Blatter who designs the game, by the way. It's EA Sports who take care of this. Misa says, "Keep this going. Don't end this." I'm going to have to disappoint you, Misa, because we do have to go. It's getting late now, and we of course want to. Talk very briefly again about Manchester City
let's do
against Chelsea. One last time for you guys. The big match this weekend. I mean, Sergio Aguero's out. We've got all these lovely players at City, but Mendy is out. So a headache for Guardiola because not only is he out, Kompany is out, and now this man, Sergio Aguero,
is out too.
Yeah, he had a car crash.
Yeah.
Unbelievably.
What did I say earlier? I made a prediction earlier. I think I went with Man City winning, right?
Yeah, I think you did 2-1, and I went the opposite way, 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah, but so I'm keeping that's my prediction. I say City will win it. They're playing at the Stamford Bridge, right? Or where
they are playing at Stamford Bridge. Yes, 2-1. It's going to be
Kevin De Bruyne against his former club.
Exactly, and he's in some tremendous form.
Oh, he's going to make a difference.
Guardiola has really brought the best out of him. That is very clear to me.
Yeah.
Carson is saying 2-1 City. He thinks City might get the away win there. I mean, it's going to be tough.
That's my man. Carson's my man.
Got so many players in Chelsea. A great system that Conte's got them playing. They're very settled in their roles in the team. Played a really good game against Atletico Madrid in midweek, where they managed to win at the very end. And I actually switched the game off because I'm an idiot.
Did you?
Yeah. I thought, this is 1-1. Doesn't matter. I can switch it off. And then somebody said to me, that Chelsea
right
won.
Away.
Yeah. So I missed the goal.
So what would you say? What's your prediction?
I say 2-1 Chelsea. And just before we go, a really quick question from Lakshya. Just a quick one. Just a tiny question.
Rapid fire.
Like, Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
And for me, it's Ronaldo as well.
Oh! And on that bombshell.
We're just going to stick with you guys for a couple more minutes. Vikas wants to know, is this Friday Night Live a weekly thing? Well, we very much hope it will be. We'll keep you posted on that one. Let us know, of course, if you enjoyed it. And you can make sure to follow us both on Twitter, of course, if you want to stay up to date. We will always let you know. We will always let you know when there's a live coming up on OneFootball, as will the app and YouTube. So subscribe to the channel and make sure you download the OneFootball app. What other games are you looking forward to this weekend?
I can't wait for the Bundesliga conference tomorrow, and especially for the Bayern Munich versus Hertha game in Berlin, because I still consider going there actually. I might go there, might vlog from there actually, might make a nice little vlog with the away fans. I just really enjoy being with the away fans. It's always something, you're always like in kind of like a hostile environment, and you're always the outsider when you're the away supporters, and I just enjoy doing that. So I might be there with the Bayern fans, do a little vlog. If I do it, you will find it on YouTube.
Yeah, stay in touch on YouTube, the channel, just subscribe and then you'll get all the videos right and when you want them in your YouTube channel, YouTube account. Sorry, we will blow up some people for you, so you can subscribe. Bajoom! And Miza wants a question for the comments. Well, my question would be, what game are you looking forward to this weekend? Who are you looking forward to? Is it City playing away, traveling to Chelsea? I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to the United game against Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace, not only have they still not scored a goal, they're also letting in quite a few goals. They've just signed up Carlton Cole.
Yeah. Oh, Carlton Cole?
Yeah,
where did I find him?
He was in, I think, Indonesia.
Wow, Indonesia, really?
And he didn't even score.
Oh, fuck. Honestly,
and the coach there said playing him was like having 10 players on the pitch, which is the worst thing a coach can say.
In the Indonesian league.
I know, wow.
In the very well-known Indonesian league, which is a very competitive league.
Andy Garcia wants to know what are our favourite teams. My favourite team is Manchester United.
Mine is, I'm very sorry, it's a German team. It's Eintracht Frankfurt. Because the glorreiche Diva from mine. Look that up.
I mean, one other game that I'm looking forward to is Augsburg against Dortmund.
Really?
Because Augsburg have been very hard to beat.
Oh, they're the Cinderella story of the Bundesliga so far.
Yeah, I mean, Manuel Baum, who'd have thought it, you know? But they've been doing really well. I think they're still undefeated, right?
They are, at least for the last 5 matches, I think, which is club record.
Wow.
They've never had, and they won like 4 of the last 5 games. And the funny thing is, everybody said they're gonna get relegated. Like I tipped them on the very dead last place in the table, and now they're 3rd, 4th, something like that.
Pravin is blaming Wenger for the car crash from Sergio Aguero. Pravin, I'm sorry.
Like Wenger does many things wrong, but don't think he's behind that.
Mirza says he's an Everton fan. I mean, it's a tricky game for them. They're going to be playing Burnley on the weekend. Koeman really needs a win. I think you'll agree there, Mirza. He needs a win. Vikash is a Barca fan. He's looking forward to their game, and a big weekend for the Barcelona region, for Catalonia, because they will be voting, doing a referendum on independence. So the players will probably be wanting to get a win and celebrate in the stadium. Real Madrid are playing at home against Espanyol Barcelona. Also really important because Real Madrid really need to win.
Oh yeah, they do. They're in trouble. Real Madrid. That's the thing, right? They're 7 points behind Barca, which is like the only thing they measure themselves on. Like, what is the point differential to Barca? And they're 7 points behind, so that's not good. Laksha says, Nico was supporting Man United of the name of Lukaku over here. Yeah, no, I was supporting Lukaku. That's a different thing.
Well, we're going to have to close things now. Look, the laptop's being closed. Thank you so much, guys, for commenting, for being part of the Friday Night Live. We had a lot of fun doing the quiz with you guys, and of course, talking all things football this weekend. Thank you so much, Nico.
It was a great pleasure. Great pleasure.
And we'll be keeping an eye on all the footballing stories, where Carlo Ancelotti is going to go next, who's going to take over at Bayern, and everything else. Check us out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you download the Onefootball app for all footballing stories, infos, statistics, you name it, we've got it. Until next time, thanks for joining us. See you later.